Superman barely survived his battle against Cyborg Superman, but the end of Season 3 Episode 5 of My Adventures with Superman teased another supervillain that could definitely put Superman in the ground. And I'm not talking about Lex Luthor. Spoilers ahead. So at the end of episode 5 of My Adventures with Superman, we see the new future that Superboy returns to after he helped his family defeat Cyborg Superman, and it's worse. Because we see that Lex Luthor has taken control over the entire world, and that he's fused with Brainiac. That's at least what it looks like, but that's just Lex being Lex. What I want you to focus on though is those Superman looking drones that serve as part of Lex Luthor's army. And normally I wouldn't pay much attention to robotic henchmen, but the golden visors that they had on their heads just started setting off alarm bells in my brain. I'm like, oh my gosh, that can't be, because there's only one Superman lookalike villain that has the golden shades, and they are my favorite character from the reign of the Superman storyline, the Eradicator. And he definitely has the power to put a hurting on Superman. So what exactly is the Eradicator, and what does he do? So the Eradicator is basically this Kryptonian artificial intelligence designed to preserve Kryptonian culture, and the Eradicator merged with the clone Kryptonian body, so that means he has all of Superman's powers, but he also has a few extra. The Eradicator can project energy out of his eyes and hands. He can control and operate both Kryptonian and earthly technology. He's able to sense beings from alternate realities. He has enhanced intelligence because he's a living supercomputer. And most randomly, he has telepathy. There was a time where the Eradicator was able to manipulate the thoughts of Superman, turning him into the ideal Kryptonian. In other words, Superman became an asshole. And on top of that, the Eradicator's vision is so great that it actually causes him physical pain, which is why he wears gold sunglasses to block out the light. But we all know he really just wanted to look fly. Fly like this Waterloo. So where did the Eradicator even come from? So at the time of this video, the Eradicator hasn't been officially confirmed to be in My Adventures with Superman, but just the gold visors on those drones were a dead giveaway for me, so just humor me for a second. If that is the Eradicator, I believe his origin is similar to that of Cyborg Superman's, like Lex Luthor created him using the leftover Kryptonian technology from Brainiac's invasion. In the comics though, it was a bit more complicated. See, the Eradicator was used as a weapon to preserve pure Kryptonian culture, and it would destroy anyone who threatened it. Very strict, very racist. Eventually, the Eradicator program would find its way into the hands of Superman, and through the Eradicator, the Fortress of Solitude was created. Fun fact. But once it did that, the Eradicator program tried to transform the Earth into a new Krypton, because once again, it's racist. But fortunately, Superman was able to reprogram the Eradicator to completely obey him, and it shut down the whole transforming process. And then Superman just tucked the Eradicator program away into a shelf and was just like, I am not gonna touch that. That is until the events of the death of Superman, where the Eradicator reawakened and created a Kryptonian body for itself so it can not only protect a comatose Superman, but also preserve Krypton's heritage. And the best course of action for it to do so was to take on the mantle of Superman. So the Eradicator created his own Superman suit and even gave himself those $500 sunglasses, and he went on to dispense a brutal form of justice against criminals. And the Eradicator wasn't just beating up criminals, he was, eradicating them. And this is why I love the Eradicator so much, because it's such a morally confusing character. It's often an enemy of Superman because its Kryptonian programming is just so demanding, but then unexpectedly, he would often be an ally of Superman. Like, he just hops back and forth, like you don't know what you're gonna get with him. Now, if these drones in My Adventures with Superman are actually the Eradicator, what will its role be going forward in this series? I think the Eradicator's role in My Adventures with Superman is going to be similar to how Metallo is done in this series. You're going to have an army of Eradicators as opposed to one singular entity, which, is honestly really disappointing. I didn't like that they did that to Metallo, but It just makes the most sense. And as of right now, Superman has no superpowers, so I can totally see him going to the Fortress of Solitude and accidentally stumbling upon the Eradicator program, and he tries to use it in order to help Supergirl out with, saving the world since he's depowered. And then I can see Lex Luthor somehow gaining access to the Eradicator and reprogramming it so it could serve him. And that's what will lead to the new Future Trunks, Future Superboy hellhole of a timeline. But what do you think? Will the Eradicator play a big role in My Adventures with Superman, or will it simply just be a drone? And also, which Superman from the reign of the Superman story is your favorite? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, go ahead and Superman punch the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you missed my previous video where I talked about Cyborg Superman, go ahead and click on the box right here, and I'll see you in a bit.